Okay, this is Timing Strategies client blog update for Tuesday, September the 16th. This is communication for client account purposes only. If you're not a client, or if you are a client, please feel free to give us a call or an email on any questions. This is not a recommendation to buy or sell or take any investment whatsoever. Again, this is communication for client purposes. Okay, so today we've been sitting, waiting patiently, I guess you might want to say, patiently, for our 1170 level. We got that perfectly today. God, you know, I wish I could do this all the time. And we'll see what happens going forward. So we got long 20%. We've been long about 30%, actually about 20% previously in the materials, energy, and precious metals. We were long 10% as of this day back on August the 11th. We got long another 10%, so we added up to that on the 9th, and that's in the Ridex Materials, Ridex Energy, and Ridex Precious Metals for a total exposure to those three sectors of 25%. We are also short today. Use the TLT as the proxy. That is just too good to pass up. We got short 5% as of the 5th of September on the Ridex Inverse Government Bond Fund. We got short another 5%, for a total of 10% short using the Ridex Inverse Government Bond Fund today. So we've got a 10% short position as of today. And again, using the spiders as a proxy for the entire market, we went long again, 20% as of today. So that gives us a total exposure of about 20% indices and 35-40% total sector. And again, one of those sectors is a short government bond fund. We've got some targets coming in at about 126, 1260 to 126 on the spiders, all the way as high as 127, 128 on the spiders. At that point, based on what we see, we may just sell the position and go flat. We may hold it for a trend going up into the end of the year. That trend could take us all as high as 1335 to 1380 on the S&P. That's up in this area. Anywhere between here, 1335 to 1380. And that could get us into the end of the year if that happens. We'll see what happens based on price action. But the first point that we're looking to get out of this position, maybe take some profit, or maybe not. Again, price action is king, is around that 126, 1260 level to as high as 1280. Beyond that, bailouts, bucket lists, bankruptcies, bridge loans to nowhere. That's my favorite. Bridge loans to nowhere for AIG. You can get all the other news media flap there. I'm just going to give you my cynical comment. This has got to be the most incompetent, stupid, idiot-driven administration at the Treasury, at the Federal Reserve, and at the White House level for the economy and financial markets. The most just incompetency of no immeasurable amounts, or this is a policy of absolute self-serving, self-dealing, feather bedding, for their own purposes when the administration is basically thrown out on its butt. Long story short, what does that mean? Looking for the election rally to start kicking in. The reason why we only got long 20% right down here is because we got to close on the highs. I was looking for a little different type of price action, so what we're looking to do is maybe if we get a bit of a sell-off going into tomorrow, back down into that level at the 1200 level to as deep as here. What I may consider doing is adding from that 20% long in the indices to maybe bumping it up to 30 to 40%, somewhere in this range of today's bar. If we get a washout, which is very possible, one more day washout of this day's low today, the 16th, if we drive down and wipe out these lows in the next day or two without taking out today's high, what we're looking to do is get long 80 to 20% at the 1130 level on the S&P, right down here at this second green line. So, we're in a very volatile period. That 1130-31 level on the S&P or 113 on the spiders would bring us to a total exposure long of 80 to 120% long based on price action, meaning it's got to come straight down. It can't go up first, wiping out the highs of today and testing this area and then going back down. So I know that probably sounds like a lot to digest, but we're only long 20%. We may add based on price action. We'll keep you updated. Beyond that, please feel free to give us a call or an email, any questions. And again, this is not a recommendation to buy or sell or take any investment action whatsoever, just communication purposes, but we do encourage your comments and feedback. Thank you much.